Hey guys, welcome to another NZ Pocket Guide video. Today we're gonna keep going with some of our favorite travel gadgets, and today we talk about this Transcend ESD350C SSD hard drive. It's super fast and it's perfect for travelers. Alright, so just to set the frame right here a little bit before we get started, if you guys don't know what this channel is all about, we're here to give people tips and travel advice for traveling in New Zealand. So we are mainly a travel channel. We're definitely not a tech channel, but you know, we do use a lot of tech stuff and especially hard drive, so we thought we'd give you a little bit of a take on what you should be looking for on a hard drive and why this one is a good one when looking for a hard drive for traveling. So first up, we do use a lot of hard drive. That is all I could gather quickly from the office. So that's not even everything, but all those hard drives are about 2 terabyte. Those two big ones right here are like 10 terabyte. This one is 5 terabyte. So we use a ton of hard drive, and they're quite big, they're a bit bulky, and they're usually a little bit slow. So when this company called Transcend contacted me and said, hey, we released this new travel hard drive, it's a SSD drive, so it goes super fast and everything, and it's perfect for traveler. Do you want one? And do you want to review it and test it? I was like, yes, for sure. I'm gonna give it a shot. SSD hard drive have been out for quite a while now, and you know, I was wanting to look into it, but you know, I never really basically got the time. So I decided to go for it. So I did repack it all together. So first up, I'm going to show you what comes in the box, and then after I have a few notes right here that I want to go over and just tell you what I think about it, what I wrote down, and what, oh actually that's the wrong note, this is a note, that's for the next video, the other one, and just give you a bit of information about what I think about this hard drive, the pro, the con, those kind of things. Alright, so I'm opening the box right here. When you open the box, you get a box with information on it to sell you. First up, the first thing you can see is the hard drive. You need to pop it out, and so it's quite small. I like the feel. It's kind of silicone stuff, but yeah, so it's really small if I compare it to one of my other hard drive. So I keep all my other hard drive kind of face down because I don't want to show like kind of other brands and everything, but yeah, so it's quite small. It's about like, I'd say a bit longer than a credit card, I'd say, but yeah, so it's quite small and it's very light, so I do really like that. And then there's a box in here in which, and I repacked everything. There's a bunch of leaflets that nobody really use or read, and nothing else. And then there's two cables in there. So the cable that I use the most is this one, which is USB-C to normal USB. It's the blue one, so it's like super fast, like 3.1 whatever. And then there is a double USB-C, which is quite handy, and I'll explain to you how I use it and how I find it cool. So that's double USB-C right here, so it's kind of like reversible. So that's what you get in the box. So for someone that never used the SSD drive before, when you do a transfer, you're like, whoa, oh my god, that's super fast. So I really do like that. I like the small size as well because you get to travel around with. So usually when we travel, we actually have to carry the whole thing, the whole box right here for those hard drive, just because they are actual hard drives. So there is a disk inside that moves, and we have lost data quite a lot of times. So every one of the hard drives actually doubled. You know, like we back them up, so each hard drive basically, like, this is basically one set of data, this is one set of data. It's all our videos, all our pictures, all of that. With that, there is no moving part in an SSD drive, so that means that you have very little chance to lose your hard drive. Basically, if you lose your hard drive, that means you basically lost your hard drive. You know, it wouldn't really break. So yeah, so I really like that. So basically, this is 1 terabyte, a 960 gigabyte. So it's about, you know, it's 1 terabyte. Let's be honest. And yeah, I find that super handy to have a 1 terabyte just right here. 1 terabyte for us is about, let's say, 2 weeks worth of a trip. So when we go and travel and everything, as you know, we did something called New Zealand's Biggest Gap Year, in which we tried to tackle 365 activities all around New Zealand in only 365 days. So that was an epic journey, and we were filming and taking pictures every single day. Usually 1 terabyte is about 2 weeks, a week and a half to 2 weeks, and when we travel around as well, it's about the same kind of ratio. So this will be 2 weeks for us, and that would be absolutely perfect. We wouldn't have to carry like a million things. So already the space saved is fantastic. And that's something that I haven't tested, but they say on the one of the leaflets, they say that it's this silicone rubber sleeve. So if you can see like a little bit right here, see there is a rubber kind of a silicone sleeve. They say it's military tested, and so it can be dropped and it's super rugged and everything. But I'm trying not to drop those things. But yeah, you feel like you feel it's different when holding it than holding a hard drive. So it feels a little bit more yeah, rugged, and I'm less scared basically to lose the data. Now the main point of those things is how quickly it transfers data, and that's why I find like that was really cool. So there is like they give some stuff. I wrote it somewhere. I wrote it here. Transfer speed up to 1050 MB per second. So I'm not a tech guy, so I don't really know what that means, but if I did a comparison, right? So I took 2 of those hard drive and I tried to transfer one file, which was 22 gigabytes between the both of them. That took about 17 minutes. I did the same thing from my computer to this one, and that took 34 seconds. So I did on my phone, I just counted it. So that's definitely super fast. That made us save a ton of money, so we definitely gonna get some extra of those to be able to go traveling more. Another thing that I liked that I wrote down is this cable right here, and I guess you can get this cable individually, but yeah, so that is cable. So it's a double USB-C, so that means that I get to plug it on here, and I get to plug it straight away onto, for example, our phones, and that will just appear on the phone as an extra kind of storage device, and we can transfer things from the phone straight away. We don't have to pass through the computer. So literally on the go, when we took a ton of pictures and everything, we can literally transfer and back them up right here instantly. It's amazing. I love that thing. I never was able to do that. I mean, at one point I did buy like a little hub that I could do that through an app and everything. It was absolute nonsense, but with that I literally just need this cable and can do it. I find that fantastic, so I did really enjoy that on the go. Another thing that I did really like is that they have a software called Elite or something. It's written somewhere as well. You have an access to this software. I don't know the name. Elite, here you go, here's the name. Elite whatever. So I did download that, and there is like a system to do some backups, which I find quite handy as well. So you kind of plug the hard drive on your computer, and then you launch the software. It automatically kind of detects it, and you can set up your kind of backups. So obviously with all that, we do a ton of backups, right? You can set up your backups, and you can say, okay, this is backup number 1, I want to run it now, and it will find straight away which hard drive to backup to where instantly, and I found that super handy. So I found that absolutely amazing, so I use this thing quite a lot. Now for the cons of it, it's obviously more expensive than a hard drive, but I believe that SSD drive are gonna go down in price. But aside from that, I don't see many cons. Maybe it's a little bit small. You may lose it or something, but I think I know where I place my stuff. But aside from that, I really don't see any issue with this stuff. So I was really happy with this Transcend. Once that's the name of the brand, if you guys wanna look for it. Transcend, it's quite good. And I mean, one of the things I find is that having something which is only 1 terabyte, and it's just a personal stuff, right? I have a lot which are way more, but having something which is just 1 terabyte makes us just film what we actually need. And I did find that quite interesting, so I played around a little bit with this week. And we fill up hard drives really quickly, and there's a lot of things that just don't make it on either the videos or this and that. Just to give you an idea, right, we have for New Zealand, because we did some transfers and everything, so I actually saw that for New Zealand our current image library that we gathered in the last 10 years is over 178,000 images that are Photoshop and ready to use. And we use a lot of pictures on NZ Pocket Guide, for example. We have ton of articles. We need all those pictures. But knowing that I was limited to about 1 terabyte made it quite handy, because I was kind of like, okay, I just need those shots, and that's only the one I need. And something for the videos, I got those 4K files and everything. They can be quite heavy. Well, first up is really fast with that, and as well, I was just getting what I needed. And the last thing that I want to mention is that it works on really bad computers as well. So sometimes we have to use like some really small and bad computers. Like I have one of those kind of, you know, computers which are the size of a USB stick with the HDMI at the end, and you plug it onto a TV, and then you can, you know, usually do presentations and everything like that. And they're quite sluggish. I mean, you know, they have like an Intel whatever stuff in it. It's really not that great. So when we go and do some presentation, like more kind of business style and everything like that, and you plug it to another hard drive, usually it's kind of like, oh, it's a little bit slow. But you plug them to that, and it works wonders. So I will be using this thing with my kind of portable computers much more. That's pretty much it I had for you. Oh no, the last thing I said, so I checked, you know, because we made it work quite a lot between those hard drive and that one, and this thing was heating much less. So I don't know if that is a sign of like being good or anything, but it wasn't heating too much, which is quite awesome. Or maybe it's just this case, rigorized case or whatever, which is good as well. But yeah, that's basically everything I have for you guys about this Transcend. Let me just pick the box up again. So Transcend ESD350C 960gb. It's pretty cool. For me, actually, we think it's worth the money. We actually did order a couple more. So here you go. If you guys are looking for a travel hard drive, which actually will, you know, handle your life on the road, that's the one. Thank you very much. Don't forget to hit a like and subscribe to the channel if you are ever planning a trip to New Zealand. There is all the information you need right here, right there. Thank you very much. Bye bye.